Reacting matters in chemistry A-level is not something to be afraid of. You've actually carried out similar calculations at GCSE at a more simplified level. Before we actually start doing the calculation, we need to understand two things. What all the terms mean, the large numbers and the small numbers in an equation, and also what the purpose of reacting mass calculation is. So firstly, the purpose. If you're given a value for the mass of, let's say, magnesium to start off with, which might be 12 grams. The question may ask you to calculate how much magnesium chloride is produced in grams. Or it might ask you how much hydrochloric acid is needed, how much HCl is needed to react with 12 grams of magnesium. So none is left over to produce magnesium chloride. The equation that we need to use to do this is the mass of a substance equals its MR multiplied by the number of moles. We'll also use the moles of a substance equals its mass divided by its relative molecular mass. Before we start, we need to be completely confident that we understand the terms in an equation. The large number simply tells us how many moles of each substance there are. You can also think of this in terms of molecules. It's not strictly correct because a molecule of magnesium chloride doesn't really exist as it's an ionic compound. The little numbers tell you how many of each type of atom there are within that substance, or the ratio of atoms within an ionic compound. So for hydrochloric acid, there's one hydrogen and one chlorine. So the molecule will look like that with a covalent bond. You can think of magnesium chloride in the same way, or correctly assume the small numbers signify the ratio of chlorine atoms to chlorine ions to magnesium ions within the ionic compound.